Hello, welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Local Chronicles. It has been quite a while since the last one. And because I said I was going to take 2 weeks off, that ballooned into more. Um, where since the last Local Chronicles that I filmed, which of course was the um kind of couple locals with just three structure decks. Um, excuse me. I've been to one because some things came up, and that's the only I've only been to one local since. So I'm getting ready. So obviously I'm going to have my new Blue Eyes playmat. It's finally getting to see the light of day. My tripod is raring to go. And of course, I am going to be playing Blue Eyes Invoked for this locals. And then maybe next week I might play something different. Maybe I might go play the pure Vanquish Soul deck that I'm tinkering around with. Or maybe if I get some of the new Galaxy Eyes, the new Tachyon support, I might tinker around with that. Or I might just bring my regular Galaxy Eyes list with me. So I'm just making sure that I have everything. I have 2 dice, my field center, extra deck, main deck, side, plus 2 tokens. So that is good to go. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it because it's been a while since I was at locals. And it's been a while since I filmed at locals. So it's going to be very interesting to going back. Um, but it's fine. I don't mind. You know, I'm looking forward to it. I get to see my friends and that. Um, but it's the editing side of things after the fact that's uh, going to be the most fun to do. Because in case you don't know, it takes me 3 days, 4 days technically, to film this and edit it and have it presentable for YouTube. So Sunday is just filming. It's literally just me filming this opening bit, doing a bit of vlog footage, um, leading up to actually going to locals, and then filming the duels, and then coming home. And if I didn't record for fill in the gaps for the matches that I didn't film. And then the Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, which is when these videos normally come out, that is then taken up with me watching back the footage, writing a script, and then once the script is written, record the audio for the script, and then edit the video to match that. But I wanted to try something new, so it depends on who I get paired with. I'm going to float the idea by, and that's just because I watched one or two videos from Rev's cards recently, and how he for at least one of his matches he'll have the actual audio from the duel, so you get to hear the plays, and just edit around that. So maybe that's something I will try. It depends on what my opponents say. Also, just that now that I remember, thank you for 300 subscribers. Yes, just prior to me filming this, the day before on Saturday, I woke up to see that I had passed 300. 300 subscribers, and it took. I checked. It took 6 months. Not that I'm complaining, mind you. I'm just putting something back over there. But I'm happy with that. I'm happy that this channel is still growing. It's still, it's going back to locals, or not even going back to locals. Going to locals has revitalized this channel in ways that I didn't even think possible, because a lot of my viewers are new. They haven't stuck around with me since this channel started during the pandemic. So you won't know just how much I struggled with this channel. And the reason why I left was because I wasn't getting any enjoyment out of it, and the channel was dying a slow death in terms of views. And so I called it quits, and then a couple of months later, after calling it quits on the channel, I called it quits on Yu-Gi-Oh in general. So just to have this continued support since coming back last August to do this, to do the local series, to do the Road 2 series, the local Chronicles, the Road to the OTS, and probably by the end of the year a Road to Regionals. We just gotta wait and see on that one. But yeah, I'm happy with it. I met some amazing and wonderful people through doing this, and I can't wait to see where this channel grows, from here on out. But anyway, I've been rambling for nearly 6 minutes. I apologize about that. So I'm showered. I'm ready to go. It is currently 12 o'clock, so I've got about 3 hours to kill before I head into town to get something to eat. And about 5 hours to kill before locals. So I'll enjoy the rest of the video. Here's waiting for the bus. The normal bus that I take, which is the 3 o'clock bus, is unscheduled, which means it may or may not show up. So, I mean, I'm heading in a half hour early, which is fine. And it is one beautiful day today. Thank God for that, because the past 2 days has been a bit hit or miss when it comes to the weather. So yeah, got about between 5 to 8 minutes to wait. Gonna go start listening to some music now. Alright, let's try and go for the OTS. Unfortunately, still no 27, but that should be here next week. And so it's the last time for me to try to pull in ulti and another ostinato. Great. I always pull ostinato. I wonder if this is going to be a gear frame then. And no, it is a lantern shark. Womp womp. Okay, so round 1, I lost the die roll and I made go second. And right away I learned what I'm up against, and it's Raziel. Yay! My opponent special summons X Raziel, sending Eclipse Twins to the grave. He tries to use its effect, which I ash, then banishes Eclipse Twins to special summon Druid's Worm from my hand, which is all the interruptions I have, as my opponent then combos off, ending on Ice Raziel, Raziel Duo Drive, Merkumo, and Futso. I draw for turn and I activate Meltdown to add Alistair to hand, which goes through. Then I normal summon Alistair and use its effect to add Invocation to hand, but it gets negated when my opponent chains Mitsuguri Great Purification, tributing one of the rituals, then using its grave effect to search a spell and bring back the ritual he just sent. From here I link into Spirit with Eyes of Blue and attempt to get its effect to search, but that too gets negated by Duo Drive. Next I use Wishes, pitching Meltdown, the second copy I had opened with, and adding Maiden plus Roar to hand. From here I send Maiden to set True Light face up, which I then use its effect to set Majesty. I link Spirit and Druid's Worm into Spheres, and try to use Druid's effect to target and send one of his monsters to grave, which he chains Prayers, sending a ritual to grave, getting 2 searches in the process, and bringing the ritual back once again, destroying Spheres. Then I roar to special summon Blue Eyes, which I also bring back Maiden. Next I banish Wishes to equip Neo Ultimate, then I make Tyrant, which he then brings back Kunasagi, using its effect to grab the trap back. I then enter battle phase, attack duo drive, and pass turn. My opponent draws for turn, and in main phase 1, my opponent uses the effect of cross to return 2 Razio monsters back into the deck and extra deck to draw 1. He then makes duo drive again, and on res, I then activate Majesty, revealing a blue eyes white dragon to pop duo, which my opponent chains Murakumo, forcing me to discard a card to use my trap effect, which I do. Then I use True Light to special summon back blue eyes. My opponent activates prayers, tributing Murakumo, adding a spell to hand, then brings it back the ritual and blows up my field. From here, my opponent sets 2 and enters battle phase, dealing some damage. After that, he passes turn back to me. I draw for turn. I try to use True Light to bring back blue eyes, and stupidly let my opponent negate that effect. Then I normal summon Alistair, try to use its effect, but get negated and scoop to go to game 2. In game 2, I opt to go first. I start by normal summoning Sage, attempt to use its effect, but get impermed. I then link into Spirit and add the field spell. From here, I activate this field spell, use its effect to target Spirit, send Blue Eyes to grave. I use Spirit to tribute itself to special summon Blue Eyes from grave. Then, since I control Blue Eyes, I special summon Neo Kaiser, which I then link into another Spirit, which triggers Neo Kaiser, sending Maiden to grave. Next, I link into Spheres, and that's when I get nibbed, and I set 3 pass. My opponent draws for turn and goes full combo yet again, playing through my call by and imperm that I had set, and takes down game 2. One thing I did learn, however, from this match, which becomes important for round 2, I thought I could strike his ritual summon, but because it starts a new chain, I can't. So round 2, I'm paired with someone new, and because I'm feeling kind of rather lazy, I'm not going to bother scripting this out, but I'll still have it playing like I did in the last one. So yeah, I basically lost this. I put up a galleon fight. I won game 1 pretty easily, but then games 2 and 3, Dimension Shifter hurt like a bitch. That really put a dampener on my plays. I couldn't really outplay him. My opponent was playing Malice. So yeah, I just could not really get anything going games 2 or 3 in order to take down the victory. It almost went to time, but he eventually did actually take it down. But when I said for game 1, round 1, about a ruling that happened there came apparent here, is because at one point during game 2 or 3, I tried to activate Ultimate Fusion in order to pop one of his guys. And that is when my opponent tried to Solemn Strike my Ultimate Fusion, which obviously he couldn't do because it started a new chain. So that's why what I meant by that ruling became relevant for this game. So enjoy the rest of the duel. round three, going into round three, but no victory so far, which has happened before. And it's usually then on the last game that I can crawl back at least a dub, right? Well, let's get into it. So round three, I'm paired up against someone new. They've been coming to the locals every now and again, but my phone was nearly dead, which is why I did not record the duel. Kind of wish I had, though, because it was one of the most funnest duels I've had in a long time. Because I was going up against I was not expecting to play up against, and that was Arcana Force. Yeah, literally, I went up against Arcana Force for the last duel, and game one, I took it down, pretty simply. Game two, I lost to get in game two. He skipped 2 of my turns, and I just had no steam, to do anything. And then game three, we are so close to time. He gets me down to 3k life. I get him down to 200 life. There's like 3 minutes left on the clock. I have Blue Eyes on field, as well as Ultimate Spirit that I had to get on field to dodge an imperm. And it did not. I lost simply because of Honest. That's right. He had a guy on field. He attacked my Blue Eyes, and I was like, oh, because as soon as he done, I was like, oh, I guess you're doing it that way. Take yourself out instead of having me take you out. And then he drops Honest on me, and I was like, fuck, because I had already used the negate to negate the second imperm that I was going to be hit with, and I literally had nothing. I didn't have call by. I think I might have used it early on in that match, and I got shafted. Now, so that means this is the very first locals that I have gone X3. It's only 3 rounds this week, 8 players, but yeah, this was the basically the very first time in almost a year, since August really, that I have been shafted with a complete defeat. So, what does that mean going forward? Well, I'm not going to bring Blue Eyes anymore. For the time being. I may revisit it down the line. But I think my favorite deck has had enough slumber since the OTS. I think it's time to bring back Ubel with a little extra spice sprinkled in. That's right. Fiendsmith Ubel is coming. I am missing Lacrima. That is the only card that I am missing from Fiendsmith. I'm going to play it without it, see how things go. And I even bought the new Judai and Ubel playmat, which I am very happy to have. Like, I already have a Judai and Ubel mat, and don't get me wrong, it's pretty cool. But it's an old mat, and it's time for the new mat, and it looks beautiful, absolutely beautiful, and so does the sleeves, and so does the deck box. I will be getting those as well. So yeah, got a new mat for the Ubel. I'll have new sleeves for her next week. So yeah, I'm coming back with a vengeance. I'm coming back for blood. And so those of the lads who watch from locals, watch your ass, because I'm coming for it. And I will not show mercy. But that is going to wrap us up. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you all next week for another episode of Local Chronicles as well. Actually, I'm just going to throw this in briefly at the end. I know a lot of people have already clicked off. A new OTS is happening in June. We just got confirmation of it. I think it's like June 5th or 7th or something like that. I can't exactly remember, but it is happening. Another OTS. So maybe we'll go season 2 for a road to the OTS. We'll see. We'll see on that one. Anyway, I'll catch you all on the very next upload.